The Highland Community Waste Partnership brought together 8 community groups in the Highlands to reduce waste and promote more sustainable consumption. The way that we did this is by raising awareness of the key issues around sort of waste and consumption and climate change. We ran a series of workshops and events that aimed to give people the opportunity and the skills to do things differently. And we also ran a number of more targeted projects to sort of change the options that are available to people when making consumer choices. So this means reducing the amount of things that we use and throw away. It means not using things that we don't need, and also finding ways to reuse, share, and repair the things we have already, and generally make better use of the resources that we've got. So we worked on 3 key areas of waste. So the first was looking at food waste, so preventing food waste in the way that people shop and cook and store food, and also making use of any food waste that's left to turn it into compost, which is a valuable resource for growing more food. The second was looking at promoting sharing and repairing instead of buying things new and throwing them away. And the third was working on single-use items and packaging, so reducing packaging waste, both thinking about single-use items on the go, cups, bottles, food packaging, that kind of thing, but also looking at packaging waste locally and finding solutions for that, so things like cardboard and glass.
Wow, we've done lots as part of the Waste Partnership. So working with KSB is great because they coordinate us and they help make sure we're keeping on track with the 3 different themes that we have to be providing.
As part of the Waste Partnership, over the last few years, we've done a variety of different things, from clothes swaps to sewing workshops, which have been running regularly. We've done composting workshops.
We've worked with Highland Good Food Partnership to support them with a local nursery, which is Stramash. So they're weighing food waste with the children and then they're composting that. So the idea is to look at reducing businesses' food waste.
Food waste and composting has been on the agenda for the Highland Good Food Partnership since its inception. Circularity of food and food waste being used as a resource in the Highlands for further growing. My role has been focused on working with the hospitality businesses to measure and reduce their food waste, as well as looking at the feasibility of community composting. We've engaged with over 250 different hospitality businesses across the Highlands through the course of the project.
We've learned a lot through working through the Highland Community Waste Partnership, and going forward we'll be embedding all those activities and behaviours in everything we deliver. So even if it's making soup for the community, we still reduce our waste.
They're doing a lot with home composters, providing home compost bins, looking at refurbishing an industrial size composter, which has gone down to our Tornish, and is composting their food waste from holiday cottages and from the house, and other large food waste composting that we're just getting into place now. We've also looked at providing food waste reduction sessions, so looking at the Love Food Hate Waste programme and providing different sessions for people about how to reduce food waste.
We've seen a big change, a sea change in how acceptable it is to wear second-hand pre-loved vintage. Always sounds good, doesn't it? And that's where the Highland Waste Partnership has really helped us as a trust, because yes, this was all up and going, but our income's increased.
So one of the main things we've done has been the Relove clothing fairs. We wanted to create a social event that allowed sort of people in the community to gather and start conversations. And we also wanted there to be a climate focus, encouraging people to shop second-hand.
Second-hand and pre-love shouldn't be about a smelly shop. It should be about nice things, and I just think that just spreads a smile, makes it a better place, really. Without a heavy-handed, dogmatic, got to be greener. No, we're not trying to do that. We're just trying to save people some money and make them realise there's a different way.
One of the other things we've worked on with the other partners has been the Highland Repair Directory, which was launched in September last year. This is an online resource which features lots of businesses and repair cafes, social enterprises around the Highlands that are offering repair services to people.
Transition Black Isle, being part of the Highland Community Waste Partnership, we've been focused on the 3 different priority areas, one of them being sharing and repairing, and we've been very proud to support the roaming Black Isle Repair Cafe. We're also investigating and delivering a Black Isle Library of Things with 2 bike projects and also Transition Black Isle items to share across the community.
In terms of what repairs we do, we've got sewing and textiles. I love it. It's ready, steady, sew. You don't know what you're going to get till you get here. You've got to be ready for everything. So we carry this massive amount of stuff all around the Black Isle. The Black Isle Men's Shed do loads of things. Do electrical repairs, wood repairs, general repairs, tools, loads of knife sharpening, garden tool sharpening and repairing.
We've put on lots of workshops that are all to do with reducing waste and using up textile waste. Mainly lots of sewing classes, we've done lots of upcycling classes, and that's sort of our background that we have here. A lot of people have come to use their old duvets and materials, which has come out with some really good clothing and things like that.
How folk can do their own simple repairs at home and make things last. It's kind of a old-fashioned ethos that why throw it away if you can fix it? Why buy a new one? And the modern idea of just go online and buy new is what we're trying to get a change for. And I think it's working in our repaired, patched format.
So we have been trying to promote refill and reuse across the Highlands and trying to therefore reduce and prevent the amount of single-use packaging going into landfill or becoming litter. We engage with businesses and customers to try and replace those bottles, cups, food packaging that we use every day with reusable alternatives. We also collaborated with the National Cup Recycling Scheme to bring cup boxes to the Highlands and give people in workplaces and community centres a way to recycle their single-use cups.
We've been supporting local businesses to take up the cup recycling box, get involved with the refill app, and also to look into ways that they can charge for single-use items and make it more appealing to bring your own cup rather than using a disposable one.
One of the things that we piloted here in Thurso was the use of the reusable containers and the thermal bags for our favorite project, meal deliveries for senior members of our community. We trialed the use of the reusable containers for several months and calculated the number of the tubs that were lost or returned, and we were delighted to see that our return rate was 100%. We also helped the local high school in being more sustainable and piloted the use of reusable food containers at their cooking classes so that they are less wasteful.
As part of our Choose to Reuse campaign, we also ran a trial of returnable food and drink packaging, which is a great and sustainable option for those times where you forget your coffee cup or your food packaging in order to still pick up that food and drink on the go, but without choosing single use.
The legacy from the project is quite evident with our cardboard shredders, our glass crushers, all the learning we've been put in place. Concrete projects, we've got an old toilet here in Broadford, which we're in the process of converting into a couple of units, one of which will be our community fridge. Surplus foods, waste, clothes, toys, all these kind of things. There'll be a location that in the village that people know they can go to for that sort of thing.
The value of being part of the Highland Community Waste Partnership has been fabulous because we're learning from each other and we don't feel as if we're on our own in our own area. We don't have to reinvent the wheel every time because we've got a partner who've maybe tried something that we can learn from, or we've been leading on a certain area that our other partners can learn from. So we're spreading the learning across the Highlands, and that's reaching further than our own area.
We had already trialled things like swap shops and thought about repair workshops, but having another member of staff and also one who, with the links with the whole of the Highland, was picking up on different projects, and it was really quite interesting to hear how they were getting on, and we could learn from other projects instead of making all the mistakes ourselves.
I think it has been great for us to work with other groups across Highland. It's really good to get a sense of what's happening in other parts of the area because it is so vast. And yet we share the same local authority, we share the same challenges in terms of making things work in remote rural communities.
But it's also forged some longer term, I hope, partnerships with other community groups, some of which we knew before and some of which we didn't really. So I think it's going to change the way sustainability projects in the Highlands operate into the future. We found just recently there's been a huge number of local groups who are really keen to take this forward, and it just seems like it would be a real shame to stop now. But we do need some funding to be able to do that.
It's really helped us as an organisation apply for other climate change funds. It's given us a great background and great learning opportunities, and we've really learnt how to work with people of all ages in the community to reduce their carbon footprint.
The Highland Community Waste Partnership was funded by the National Lottery Climate Action Fund, and we were really fortunate to have 3 years of funding for this project. We had the opportunity to learn and grow together and really develop ideas and build successful projects. It does feel like we're only just getting started. There's so much more to do. I think in the past 3 years, we've proved that this work is really important. It's really valuable for communities. There's a long way to go. So I think all the projects are looking forward to continuing to working in this space. And hopefully the Highland Community Waste Partnership has built a strong foundation for them to do that.